Hi Virgo, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your money and career tarot reading for the month of November 2021. Thank you so much for joining me, and I do want to keep this simple in the intro. Just remember it's general, but I do feel like you're going to be dealing with a noisy environment in one way, shape, or form. There was a lot of noise when I was trying to start the reading. It interestingly quieted down a bit, but either noisy people, just noisy work environment, whatever, however it pertains to you, excuse me if I could say it, but we're cleansing the energy, and let's begin. So yeah, just take a deep breath this month, but we're going to begin by pulling a couple messages from the Soul's Journey deck. Then we're going to pull some tarot and then finish off with some inspirational messages, okay? So let's do some initial shuffling. Alrighty, what do we have for my lovely calm Virgos for the month of November 2021? Their money and career. I feel like it's going to be a challenge for you this month to sort of overcome a few obstacles, or simply just deal with some irritations within the work environment, even if you work from home, okay? Like you can see here, I'm working from home currently and dealing with certain noises outside and whatnot, okay? Having to work around certain irritations, I want to say. Anyways, trying to keep this positive, but we also keep it real on this channel, okay? Okay. Ooh, interesting. Loneliness and honesty coming out. I feel like you may feel a bit lonely, a bit sort of on your own when it comes to decisions you have to make within your finances, you know, what to invest in, or certain career choices. You may feel like even if you're working with a lot of people within your job, you're quite alone. I mean, if you're running your own business from home, absolutely, it's pretty much a given that you feel somewhat to yourself. This is very much a hermit energy coming through, which is you know, feeling as if some of you are thinking about your effect on the world if you're helping people in one way, shape, or form. If your business or your job or your project, whatever you're working on, is helping people to improve their lives as you improve your own. Interesting. Some of you thinking about donating this month to a charity or two, okay? And then we have honesty. So you just being completely honest with yourself as to how happy you are with what you're doing on a day-to-day basis with your job. You know, being honest with yourself when it comes to certain investments, monthly subscriptions, asking yourself, is all the money I'm spending necessary at this point? And what can I cut back on, right? Some of you deciding moving forward throughout the month that you can sort of limit, maybe cut down on how much you work, and then sort of cut down on your payments, or rather what you spend your money on, budgeting, so that you can just sort of have more free time, more peace of mind. Whatever it ends up being for you, it just feels like you have to be completely honest with yourself. It's this push from the universe this month when it comes to your finances and your career, okay? Some of you asking yourself in a very honest way, why do I feel so lonely, you know, if you're surrounded by a lot of people within your job, all right? And I feel like it'll give you certain answers or some clarity on certain factors or situations that you've been pondering upon outside of your money and career, happiness. And so needing to be completely honest with yourself, again, how happy you are with what you're doing, with the progress you've made up until this point with your business or your career choice, your job. Feeling like things are a bit all over the place. You could just feel like your analytical mind is racing this month. And I feel like it has been for a couple months now at least, but just trying to kind of swim through the month and do what you have to. I feel like you're just gonna force yourself to smile at times when you don't really need to, right? There's gonna be a level of respect for you, for the most part, when it comes to you just being real. You know, no need to sort of fake the happiness, but you might find that you, or feel like you have to in certain like financial meetings or meetings at work, or dealing with clientele, whatever, however it works for you. I would say my best advice would be just keep it real. People will sort of see through it if you try to fake it, all right? They're probably going through something similar, BS or difficulties. And then one that I had reacted to in the beginning was patience in reverse. Very interesting, right? And I feel like it's just going to be hard for you to keep that level of patience at certain points in the month. For some of you Virgos, throughout the entire month of November, when it comes to irritations, loud environments, noises, setbacks for some of you, or just little obstacles you need to overcome. Just feeling like, for some of you, it's this feeling where, why does everything have to be so difficult? Can't things just be easy for me for once? And that's for just a select few of you. But it's a month of growth, to say the least, okay? We're going to continue and pull some tarot of dreams, I believe it's called, new to my collection. Should have the box out. Let's do some initial shuffling. I feel like you'll remember that when you sort of dig for that inner peace, that patience, and whatnot, that inner groundedness, that's when you're happiest, doing what you do, okay? Not letting certain annoying people get the best of you this month. They're not worth it, okay? For my lovely Virgos, to continue this monthly money and career read. Some of you are really empathic and you need to cleanse your energy and just trying to minimize certain energies, meaning other people, their role in your life or within your work day. Feeling like they're just they're not going to help. Okay. Interesting. And you know what? I usually do sort of like 6 cards for these monthlies, 3 and 3, and then break it down time-wise. But they sort of perfectly aligned with each of the 4 oracle cards. And we're going to go with it that way for you. Feeling like it's a month where things don't happen the way you expect, or within your like normal routine. Things feel very sort of up in the air and switched up. And it's a good thing, but it could just sort of bother your analytical sort of routine-oriented ways. Very interesting. All right. Page of Cups, feeling like things are just starting fresh in one way, shape, or form, or just feeling very adjusted once again, and you feeling a bit emotional down deep. But this is with the second page being the first one for the Page of Coins, okay? A lot of you feeling quite lonely in the beginning of a career, or just thinking a lot about sort of starting fresh with your finances, feeling sort of all by your lonesome when it comes to what to invest in, right? Some of you searching or trying to get approved for a loan, and I do feel like you'll get approved eventually, but feeling quite on your own in that venture. Okay. I feel I need to clarify this one for whatever reason. We might clarify all of them with a small everyday tarot. Page of Coins for Virgo. What else do we have for this? I mean, look at the expression. Don't force it. If you don't feel like smiling, you know what I mean? People just need to understand that you're dealing with a lot. 10 of Wands, you have a lot of work on your plate, on your shoulders, but at times you're sort of not willing to say no, or you just take it on yourself. Feeling as if you are just, it may be due to your spiritual connection, or just a business not progressing as quick as you'd like it to. But with the King of Cups here, feeling confident, but just emotional, right? And it's okay. It happens to the best of us. And that feels like it could be throughout the entire month, but maybe for some of you, just the beginning, okay? We're moving on to the Devil card. You could be dealing with a Gemini or a Capricorn, I'm hearing, all right? And the Devil coming out again for this. And this one's aligned with the honesty card, being honest with yourself. Do you overwork yourself? Do you need to do a better job of saying no once again when you can't pick up an extra shift or take on another client or whatever the case may be for you? Being honest with yourself as to how happy you are with the way things have been going. And is that why things are feeling sort of all over the place or sort of shuffled up in one way, shape, or form when it comes to your jobs, or your business, or your routine? Is the universe just trying to push you to sort of see things from a different perspective, or to just kind of get you out of what feels like a bit of a rut, okay? Strength and the Devil came out to clarify it. All right, you could be dealing with a Leo as well, but just, or you might find yourself thinking about a Leo while you're at work. Interesting, just trying to get through the day. And it may have to do with your love life, or just you being asked to be honest with yourself. Do you truly love what you do? With your energy, the Hermit coming out, and the Knight of Cups, you wanting to sort of at times focus on love, or a lot of you just wanting to emotionally, when being honest with yourself, to go after something that's more fulfilling or more fitting for you, but out of fear or just a need for security, not wanting to sort of take a risk that isn't going to pay off, or maybe because of the past not doing so. It's going to come a time where you're going to just end up taking that leap of faith, okay? Just being honest, even if it doesn't happen throughout this month. Judgment. And so making your way through the month, it feels like towards the middle of the first half, if not the end of the first half, you're gonna be pushed by the universe to release some of those emotions. Building them, having them build up is gonna sort of lead you to exploding at work or at the wrong time in the middle of a meeting. It may come out sort of more like irritation or aggravation, anger, instead of you just kind of needing to sort of shed a tear behind closed doors or whatever the case may be. Just get it out, okay, Virgo? Um, and it's you just being pushed to do so, or maybe for some of you, release a job that's toxic or unhealthy or just dead end. Some of you needing to minimize one small side gig or business, whatever it may be for you, so you can prioritize something more hefty in your life. Whatever that may be for you, it just feels like there's something that needs to be minimalized in your life, and at the very least, certain emotions. I won't say minimize, that's the bad wording. Again, just release them in a healthy sort of non-public way so you can continue doing what you need to, and it doesn't affect your work day, your work life, or the quality of your work, okay? But again, some of you need to release a job that isn't right for you anymore, all right? Hop on that chariot and just do what's right for you. Allow yourself to believe that if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I'm hearing you're going to see synchronicities, angel numbers, excuse me as I stutter. Some of you 555 on the clock when you're working. And it's like, I saw that before I quit my full-time job one time. And I don't regret it, honestly. It's kind of coming back full circle towards another opportunity like that. But it's not about me. You'll see angel numbers if, as a message from the universe, okay? The Two of Swords, yeah, and the Seven of Wands, feeling like a lot's coming at you, messages, synchronicities, downloads, but then your workload as well. Some of you have too many responsibilities within your job and then don't get enough pay to compensate, right? It's like you do feel quite confident about your money for whatever reason, about your finances, but not about your career. Is that correct? The Two of Swords, you might be kind of looking at synchronicities or downloads or messages from the universe and like, is that really true? Is that true? With the Two of Swords, a lot of uncertainty when it comes to your career, and you just needing to understand that everything's going to happen for a reason. Everything falls apart, comes to be completion, and new beginnings for a reason. Everything can't stay the same forever, right? And interestingly enough, we move on to our second Leo card of the spread, the Sun, which talks about completion as well. Your lack of patience is going to come to completion. It feels like sort of halfway through the month. Or for some of you, it could just be your patience coming to a completion, okay? Being kind of fed up with something or somebody. What do we have for the Sun card for Virgo? I'm said for Leo. Again, hefty Leo energy for whatever reason. Feeling very strong but emotional. That's how I've been feeling, and I'm a Leo. The Magician, Four of Pentacles, and Five of Cups. Feeling as if it's time for you to manifest a happier situation for yourself, and however that pertains to you. Some of you, it has to do with financial investment, whether it's manifesting a happier home life, a happier, a better car, something that's going to make you happy. But for a lot of you, I feel like it's more so career oriented. With the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, needing to sort of put an end to expecting the worst or comparing what you're moving towards or dealing with at this time to the past. I know you've been through a lot, but it's like, release that Four of Pentacles grip when it comes to your career, and just allow things to unravel and come to be as they may, and you'll be surprised. It's like you're probably putting too much pressure on a situation or on the future by just wanting things to come out, end up perfect, okay? Some of you are stressing over your finances or wanting to like sort of save too much, but it's like you got to have that sort of healthy flow with the universe, with your money, and expect what you kind of put out there, spend at times going to come back in one way, shape, or form, okay? Seven of Coins. And so I feel like you're going to, again, just not be afraid to put in the effort. Some of you reaching into your savings in order to take some time to figure out what's right for you. As I look at that tree of money, let's see here. Page of Pentacles. You being pushed to absolutely take a fresh mindset when it comes to your money. Even if you're feeling confident about it in one way, shape, or form, I need to not sort of be super stingy about it, and this might be when at this part of the month, the beginning of the second half or around there, where you maybe donate to a charity or do something of the sort with your money to make you feel better. You could just be treating yourself, a spa, getting your hair done, your eyebrows, nails, whatever it may be for you, a new outfit maybe. And it's like little things like that, little luxuries occasionally will just kind of, give you that oomph to keep going, to deal with those irritations. And I feel like that'll allow you to have more patience and still more happiness, okay? And we're moving on to the Knight of Swords. I don't feel the need to speak on that card. You might also be dealing with a Taurus or have heavy Taurus in your chart for whatever reason. But really for this Knight of Swords, it's like at a certain point in the second half of the month, you just get this urge to, in a feisty way, go towards what you deserve. And it's like, it's not out of a lack of patience at this point in the month. It's you just kind of being like, I deserve more. It's like you're finally sort of absorbing the downloads, the synchronicities, the messages, or people around you sort of being like, why do you deal with this or that? Why haven't you sort of put this skill set to use? Or why haven't you started your own business, for some of you? Or why do you keep putting effort into a situation that's going nowhere? Think a lot about growth or lack of which in your career choice or choices at this point. Nine of Pentacles, just truly reaching for your independence at this point and just being like, I owe it to myself at the end of the day, at the end of the month. And it feels like whatever you decide to go after, however it pertains to you, whatever you're releasing and going after at this time, it's going to lead you towards an immense amount of success and happiness. You need to understand and trust that. Okay? Everything happens for a reason. Palace of Wands. Interesting and unique to this deck. I think it has to do with a feisty work environment. And this Knight of Swords could be a lot of you just like filling out applications, sending out your resume, or just getting your business beginning, or just making a change to it to sort of see a new amount of success. It doesn't have to sort of be like you totally up and leaving your job and going to another one or quitting. It could just be you sort of hopping on that horse, that chariot, and just doing what's right for you, or taking those initial steps, The world. Feeling like your world is changing, and it's like, all the meanwhile, your career and your financial commitments are as well. Let's pull another one for this. With the Ace of Wands, yeah, you're being granted a fresh start. And, the Ace of Wands is a very passionate beginning. And I feel like it's, again, for you getting a new work environment, some of you purchasing a home or, moving towards that, or finally getting that apartment that you deserve, right? A lot of research, or just feeling as if that beginning is taking place at the end of this month. And it's like a holly freaking Hallelujah kind of moment, making you happy and realizing that it's a reminder that completion is necessary in order to move towards something healthier, better, more passionate. Six of Swords. And so the end of the month leaves Virgos just moving towards what they deserve and what they should perform, okay? Very similar vibes to the Knight of Swords, but it feels more action-oriented. It could be that there's too much noise in your work environment. You need to up and leave temporarily to go on a walk, or just to gain your sanity back, right? Your inner peace. Let's clarify this one. Excuse me. Bear with the background noise, but it's relevant for your reading, honestly. People are annoying. The Two of Pentacles, okay, in reverse, feeling like you no longer need to sort of weigh out the options or figure out what's right for you. You sort of have a better sense of clarity towards the end of the month, and it just being like, I know what I need to do, and it might be that moment when you walk away from your job temporarily, where it's like, I know this isn't going to work long term, even if I can't replace it or adjust things now. It's this moment where you're like, I can't sort of change something that's not working for me anymore. I just need to sort of move towards something new and fresh, right? A lot of realizations this month. What else do we have? It's just this level of clarity on your future. Somebody, a Virgo out there, is getting a tarot reading or two, or just somehow getting this clarity. Maybe doing a reading for themselves and seeing the future of their business or career and adjusting things from there. Okay, this is a long reading. The Eight of Wands, the Temperance, and the Nine of Wands. Feeling as if you're just wounded at the end of the month, a bit burnt out. Feeling like you've just been accomplishing a lot, weighing out a lot, dealing with a hefty amount of everything, right? But messages are coming in to clarify a new beginning, or just to approve you of that loan or that apartment, that house, something of the sort, a fresh start, and you just needing to have patience with everything that's coming in, okay? You could find that your boss is messaging you a lot at the end of the month, okay? Let's wrap this up with some final inspiration, okay? I have this little inspiration deck for Virgo. This is a very emotional and heavy reading, but I feel like it's a transformational month, to say the least, as the noise begins again. What do we have for Virgo? Always believe in yourself. Absolutely. Don't forget that, okay? One more for Virgo before I let them go. Okay, we got this one flipping over. Don't look back. You're not going that way. Do you hear that? Don't look back. That's not the way you're going. Keep moving forward. Keep trucking along. Trust in the changes that are taking place this month as your life transforms for the better when it comes to your money and career. All right, Virgo? So I hope this reading was truly helpful. As always, I hope you have the most amazing month, and I'll definitely see you next time. Bye, Virgo.